What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Four Dummies, and I am joined by the Four Dummies, Robert Detoff.
Hello.
Jisk One.
Yo, what's happening?
Mrs. Skullface.
Hello.
We're going to talk about Takara tonight and kind of what Takara's been up to, where they're headed, what's going on, and their kind of current state. Is anyone excited about Takara anymore?
I am.
Yes.
No. I'm not excited about what they're doing, but I can be. It's just they're not putting out anything that's exciting me.
Well, that's kind of what I mean. Like, Robert, you're probably the most excited because you are a Beast Wars fan.
Correct.
And I want to go on record and say, like, I am happy for Beast Wars fans that they're getting, it looks like they're getting their whole season 1 cast. For me, I'm just, of the G1 stuff that they've done recently, although I think, like, Prime looks great. I don't think Bumblebee looks great, but it's 2 characters they've done before. And then there's Hound and Sunstreaker.
There's stuff I think they're keeping close to the vest.
Or chest.
I think they're keeping it close to the vest nowadays with the whole trend. You don't get to know all the different stuff that's coming out. So
They're not keeping Hound very close to the chest.
Or that black arachna, or arachnia, whatever it's called.
Do you know, I'm not sure if I buy that. So that's a company that's going to work on release schedules, right? They have slots to fill. Like Bandai or SH Figuarts, like they have slots. Like their release schedule correlates to a release program to fill a slot. When they show you 3+ versions of Prowl, Wheeljack, Red Alert, that's 3 slots of releases. That's done.
I think there could be some blockbuster releases. I think if they revealed a Seeker mold based on the new style, that would be huge.
Yeah. Would you be in on that?
It's not necessary.
Yes.
though.
Yeah,
would.
because
Yes,
you
I
didn't get
would.
to make toys ones.
I didn't get to make toys on purpose because I know something's coming.
What do you think the chances are that you'll see a Soundwave Plus before a Seeker?
I think we should have seen one already. I'm shocked.
Yeah, me too. I am too.
Because I would imagine that that's coming.
Yeah.
They're planning on releasing 5 original molds this year, 3 of which are G1. But last year they released 2 original G1 molds and 3 original Beast Wars. They did Cheetor, Dinobot,
And the gorilla last year.
did they do the was that last year?
Or maybe the beginning, I mean, the end of the year
It could have been
before.
at the end of the year before. I don't know how much, aside from
Right.
B and Prime, which are always going to make $1 million, I don't know how much they're really focusing on G1 anymore.
And it's almost June. The year is half over.
Right. And they've released
So-
1 figure?
Yeah, so the rest of the year, we're going to be lucky to get all the stuff they've talked about.
August for the Prime, September for Bumblebee,
Black Arachnia is November.
and then just 2019 for the Hound.
I don't think we're going to see any other reveals this year. I mean, is it a bad thing? Do they all have to come out at once?
Well, no, not at all. But I'm just saying in terms of keeping my excitement as a G1 fan.
Yeah, you're getting a Prime and a Bumblebee again. I mean, come on. Sure, those are great figures, but does that keep you excited?
No.
You know, the person that likes more than just Prime and B,
So,
who
like-
still feels holes.
Would you rather see them do, at this point, being a fan of both, would you rather see them focus more on Beast Wars and let off a G1?
No, I'm fine with them attacking molds they've done before with the new standard. I'm
Really?
fine with that. Yeah.
Which ones
Like,
which ones do you think they should do, aside from the Secret?
anything that Fans Toys hasn't done, I'd love to see Takara do. I'd love to see the Dotson brothers
Really?
redone. Yeah, I'd love to see another Lambor.
I can't handle that, man. I just don't have the patience.
When we have our shelves and we have all our third-party stuff up there, most of it that's not Fans Toys is replaceable for me if Takara redid it to the new standard.
I don't know if I agree.
You can't just say I want them to focus on Beast Wars because the show itself had a relatively small cast. There's lots of Beast Wars toys, but they were not in the show.
Do you think that Prime is going to keep them busy all of 2020 with just the repaints?
Right,
You know, you're going to
exactly.
get the white one and the green
black
one
one
and all that.
the purple
Yeah.
one and the purple
Oh, God,
other
you're right.
purple
That's
one.
the release for the next 2 years.
Oh my God, you're right.
They'd be foolish not to. Let me ask you this, just what would they have to do to excite you again?
Put out a figure that nobody else has put out yet. I would like to see them do like a Warpath. You know, I mean, I know that's been done, but you know, the Bad Cube one's not what I'm looking for. So I'd like to see them do stuff like that or
I'll tell you what they'd have to do for me to really grab my attention.
some combiners.
Devastator.
Yeah. But dude, at the same time, I don't want them to do it because then it's like, all right, I got to figure out now. I don't know. It's just something that I have to worry about obtaining.
I don't know. I can't imagine they will so close to the Combiner Wars one.
That's a fair point. That's
That's like 2 years ago. And they're not, it's not like it's still out and about or shelf shelf warming.
Yeah.
Like, I think they'd probably get my attention with a Trailbreaker or a Blitzwing at this point.
Weren't there rumors that they had a Galvatron?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, Galvatron, a Jazz. They tease a Jazz every year. You see that silhouette floating around of that
or somebody,
pixelated photo.
Somebody does.
Right.
See, I don't want anything that competes with Fans Toys just because I don't want to have to make that decision.
It would take a lot for me to swap out most everything at this point.
Just having a blank and a blank. If you hear Takara is coming out with a new blank, and the same figure, Fans Toys is coming out with a new blank, I feel more excited for the Fans Toys.
Yeah, me too.
I would just have, honestly, to me, it just comes down to what it looks like.
Yeah.
Material wise, they're both going to be built well. They're both going to be, engineered well. So it's just whichever. So I don't know that I'd be more hyped.
I think the Takara one would be much better engineered, personally.
Oh, you're going for that, what it looks like, huh, Elegos?
What?
Yep.
Elegos with Jisk's face.
Elegos had a crayon finish, which was weird.
A crayon.
Crayon.
It's called a crayon.
I mean, I don't want to turn this into a Takara Fans Toys thing, so I'm just going to get off of that. I think that Blaster is definitely coming, because of that steel jaw that we saw. But outside of that, I don't know. I don't know how much they're really into it at this point. I don't know where their focus is. It seems like it's on Beast Wars to me, and they're just milking every other mold to me.
Right. And plus, too, I think, nobody else, it is smart. It's a smarter business decision because nobody else is doing Beast Wars. So they're like, look, let these companies fight themselves out for this G1 market. We'll focus on this, which nobody else is doing. And they're killing it in that Beast Wars area.
Yeah. The Dinobot did end up getting KO'd, didn't it?
Yeah.
How about that? I think it's the first one. I think the Dinobot is the first one to get KO'd. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not a KO expert.
No, you're right. They haven't knocked off the MP Beast Wars figures until this. There was a joke. There was some gag that they were knocking off the Optimus Primal, but it was bullcrap. They had not. This is it, and it's sad.
I wonder what took them so long to knock off the Dinobot. Like, not the Dinobot specifically, but just the Beast Wars stuff in general. Because usually they're like right on top of it.
Maybe they just didn't. Maybe it was just a matter of it having to show up on somebody's radar.
Could be the paint too, because all of them are using digital paint applications.
Right.
Looking at my Autobot shelf, Skids, Spindrift, Sea Spray, Outback, all the mini bots, Cliff Jumper especially. Nobody nailed Cliff Jumper.
Nope.
Toro is people's. No offense, but I still think you're settling.
Yeah, 100%. It's a settle.
I think it's coming for sure, especially off that. If they don't do it off of this new Bumblebee mold and just retool it, that's a mistake.
There are so many figures that Takara hasn't released, even though third-party figures have. And if they attacked them and did them right, I feel like it's between who's Fans Toys going to do and who's Takara going to do.
Look at what Takara has not touched in Season 3. Like, they've only done the Hot Rod and the Rodimus and the Magnus. And all of those are kind of convoy-esque. You know what I mean? Like, leaders.
Anything from the movie, really. Like, they could do the whole movie line.
The other 4 Dinobots.
But also, too, how much of this is cultural, though? You know what I mean? Like, it is a Japanese company.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, heroes are a big deal in that culture. Do you know what I mean? They don't focus or celebrate villains the way that Americans do. Or the West, I should say.
I think that, for me, the quality in these third-party companies has gotten good enough where I don't necessarily look to Takara, because that's the original reason why you went to them, is you knew the quality was better, it was going to look more like the character.
Yeah, to touch on last week's topic, they don't seem as elite anymore.
Right.
They seem like just another cog in the wheel.
So I think that everybody else has caught up to them. So that's more my issue with Takara.
Let's have a consensus on that. Who do we see at least on Takara's level or higher? Do we see Fans Toys there?
Higher.
Yeah. Do we see X-Transbots there?
Yeah.
No, but they're close.
I think I do. I think I see Wild Rider and Breakdown on the Takara level.
Yeah, but in the scheme of the whole company, like those.
Well, I'm just saying where they're at right now.
All right.
Like MMC is like a weird cousin.
I see MMC on their level. The Ocular Max stuff, I see it on the Takara level. I don't like their sculpts as much, but I think that their build, their engineering, their finishes, their all that kind of stuff, tolerances and all that, I'd say it's on the level.
They seem engineered like from a Takara on an alien planet.
I 100% agree. Unique toys.
I don't have a lot of their stuff, so
I see their movie stuff on par, but not their regular stuff. I think their Lockdown and their Prime feel as good, if not better, than a Takara product. But I don't feel...
that's masterful. They're masterful.
Right. But I don't feel like they're like their Combaticons did. DX9.
No.
Yeah, I'm going to say not quite. But they may not be on the dance floor, as my dad would say, but they can hear the music, I think. I think that Gabriel is in that conversation. I think that their elements to their breakdown and their Wild Rider are in that conversation, like engineering-wise, finish-wise, tolerance-wise. Make toys.
I think they're close.
I'd say they're on par.
Bad Cube?
No.
How about Zeta?
No.
No.
They're not on that level. They make a great product and they have their formula down, but they're not on that level.
Perfect Effect.
Yes. Rewind the clocks 3 years ago, Fans Toys would have been the only one I would have said would even be mentioned in the conversation, and I don't think I would have put it on par. I would have put it where I put DX9 today. Like, I don't know, they're pretty close.
What about Fans Hobby?
No. Gigapower. They're in that conversation for me.
So Giga is on par with Takara.
Yeah, to me. Honestly, it's not so much about bigging Giga up as much as it is about saying where Takara is right now.
It's funny, there's almost two Takaras, though. There's the Beast Wars stuff is decidedly approached differently than the G1 stuff.
Yeah, I think that might be because we don't have as much of a point of reference for competition with the Beast Wars stuff. What Takara is doing with Beast Wars compared to anybody's like kind of half attempt at a Beast Warsy thing, whether it be the Dragoon or any of these like kind of beast robot things, I think that Takara has it in the bag. I don't think that anybody's anywhere close to him.
Right.
And it's kind of my point is like I feel like where Takara is with Beast Wars right now is where they used to be with G1 right now, but they're not sitting on that Iron Throne anymore in regards
they're not innovators.
You don't think that they're trying to do that with this Bumblebee and this Prime?
I certainly hope they're not with this Bumblebee.
I mean, you don't think they're innovating anything new with that?
I don't know. I feel like I've seen
Big
people.
feet.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen people make horrible decisions before.
One of the telltale hallmarks of like the masterpiece transformation was that magical moment. Rex was the anomaly. They could have done something for that backpack and they just didn't.
Yeah, it just seemed clunky.
Yeah, that was always a hallmark, and now it doesn't seem to be there.
I think
they're just like, take the articulation.
I think Trax is the tipping point. It's like a crown, right? And like you have to hold it so tight, but like that was the first time they let it go. And as soon as they let it go, it was harder for them to get back in their hand.
So I feel like that, and then the cone heads was like really kind of did them in too. They're terrible, man.
I would like to see them kind of come out swinging again. I think a Devastator would do it.
Dude, if they made a Devastator, it would be $1,000.
Yeah, that's true.
And it would only sell it as a set.
Do either of you think that it's impossible for them to get it back?
No.
Me neither.
I do.
I think it's just a matter of focusing. This isn't their focus.
Yeah.
They've gone all in on this new thing, and they've got a dozen more designs in the works that we don't know about.
Right.
That aren't necessarily ready to be released, but they're not changing the direction of this ship anytime soon. If anything, it's going to be like a 3-year phase.
It's Takara now the new phase life.
Goku,
Charlie Sheen's arrival,
Vegeta,
Joe's new Mod case.
Motley Crue.
oh, Poison, Twisted Sister.